Hi, this is John
And Carol.
with Travel with John and Carol for our tour of the world Wednesday. And today we're going to New Orleans to Café du Monde. And I'm going to describe some hacks, how to get your coffee and beignets faster and how to make them at home. This video will also show you the Cajun hack that will make you a party favorite. If you ever have the grandkids over, 3 minutes of cooking will make the little ones think you're a kitchen god. Of course, no trip to New Orleans would be complete without having a beignet from Café du Monde. This iconic restaurant located on Decatur Street in the French Quarter on the French Market site is a must-visit site if it's your first visit to New Orleans. They are famous for their beignets and chicory blended coffee. I will say that you should try the coffee and make your own determination on it. The story is that during the Civil War, coffee was in short supply, so they blended chicory root as an extender. Some say chicory has a chocolate-like taste, so you should try it when at Café du Monde. I have yet to acquire the taste for the chicory coffee, but I love the café au lait. But the real reason you go to Café du Monde is the beignets. These fried, doughy, sugar-covered delicacies originated from the French cooking, theoretically, when the Acadians or Cajuns came from Nova Scotia to New Orleans or to Louisiana. These have been described as the crack of the food world, something that you should stay away from, but once you taste one, you're hooked for life. Yum! Café du Monde is the French word for Café of the World. This open-air cafe is a fabulous place to enjoy your coffee and beignets while listening to a local band that usually plays out front. Bring cash, as this is a cash-only establishment, but it is quite the bargain. If it is your first time in New Orleans, you should make sure you wait in line and have your beignets seated at the cafe. At one point, they were open 24 hours a day, but with COVID, now it is typically 8 to 8 with a little later on weekends. You have to get there early as you may face a 2-hour line. As it is usually a challenge to get up early when you're in New Orleans, you should judge how long the line is and how many tour buses have just dropped people off for their beignets. This is a picture of their commercial kitchen that you can see from outside.
Oh, that's a good picture. Wait.
Around back, you can watch the beignets made. You can watch them go into the fryer and get cooked. This is on a commercial scale. They cook a lot of them. And you can watch them scoop out the beignets. A very easy process, and you can see the dough in front. But my hack number one is if the line is just too long out front, around back they have a takeout window where you can get coffee and beignets in a sack. Take your paper bag and go up to the river walk and watch the Mississippi River float by. Or you can go to Jackson Square across the street and eat your beignets. My second hack is the location on Decatur Street at the French Market site is iconic. But if you've been there and had your beignets once, that's fine. But usually the line is just too long. As tour buses come, and everybody in New Orleans seems to show up at the same time for their beignets. So if the takeout and the sit-down are too long, you can take an 18-minute walk along the river to the Outlet Collection Riverwalk Mall. On the second floor, there's a Café du Monde. There's rarely a line at this location, and the beignets may even be fresher and hotter. You can take them from there, go downstairs go outside to a bench and there watch the river float by. There's a lot less ambience at this location, but it's still much faster than the French Market location. Café du Monde even has a location at the airport. So if you feel the need to get a last-second fix, you can grab a bag to go there. But if you're like me, most likely you'll end up wearing half the powdered sugar on your clothes for the flight home. My third hack is when you get home. Café du Monde offers a beignet mix. Even Walmart carries the mix, and you can get it at numerous places on the internet. I'm sure you can get it from Amazon too. As you can see, it's not that easy to make because you need a large floured surface to roll out the dough and then cut it up. But this does give you an indication of what 2 dozen beignets will make, and that an electric skillet is best. That or a Fry Daddy or an electric deep fryer work great. If you don't want to make a mix and you want to make your own version, here is a recipe I got at a cooking class I took in Hyde Park, New York. This is even more work, but if I remember, these tasted better than Café du Monde's beignets. It might have been the apricot sauce, who knows? But a lot of work, but worth it. But hack number 5 coming up is my favorite. This is what my good friend Rex told me about. Hi, this is John with Travel with John and Carol. And today I'm going to show you my hack of Café du Monde's beignets. It's a very simple hack. All you need is an inch of oil in a pan, some powdered sugar, and instant biscuit mix. Instant biscuits, Pillsbury are the ones I use. To make it look a little fancy, I have them on a plate, so if this was at a party, people would think these beignets were even tastier than they are. I got this recipe from my good friend Rex, who is an Acadian who can trace his roots back to Nova Scotia. He's been there forever. He never goes to Café du Monde. He makes these at home for his grandkids all the time. The secret is to take a biscuit, cut it in half. Check your oil with a wooden skewer to make sure once you see those small bubbles on it, it's ready, and then you turn down the heat. And we're going to make 4, so we're going to cut 2 biscuits in half. Here we go. The oil should be about 350 to 360 degrees. Each side gets cooked about 3 minutes or until golden brown, and then you turn them over. Since this is such an easy hack, and any professional chef would of course hate this, I better cover up the name on my jacket, because the people in Hyde Park would want their jacket back. Thank you. And here we have perfectly cooked beignets. We will take them out of the pan, onto the paper, and dust them with just a little sugar. And here's the Café du Monde hack, beignets at home.